I'm back, YouTube. It's Randy Orton, Fan 2011, here to bring you round 27 of 36 in Season 3 of the PORWC Pepsi Cup Series. We're here for the Cup Series at Chicagoland, and we are here to start the first race in the Cup Series playoffs. So we're going to have 10 races here, and we're going to determine a Season 3 champion. And joining me here in the broadcast booth is is a Chicago native himself, and he's also one of the drivers in contention for the championship. And that is Dillon Young. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, Kevin. I'm glad to be here in Chicago here, and I'll tell you something. Originally, we were here at Chicago Twin Speedway, crazy racing. Now we're in the track and NASCAR where it's officially in Joliet, Illinois, Chicagoland Speedway.
We're not too far from the Windy City, that is correct. But now, so I've actually, if you haven't noticed the nationwide race, I've actually thrown in a couple of curveballs now. I've actually thrown in pit stops, if you haven't known that. So, you think pit stops could play a major factor in this race, Dylan?
Absolutely, whether it's a caution or no caution. I can guarantee you, though, there can be some pit stops at any moment. And if green flag pit stops come, I will not be surprised.
All right, well, we're just about ready to fire up these engines. But first, let's take a look at the starting lineup. That was looking at your starting lineup. One of the championship contenders, James McLeod, is starting on the pole. And we'll go through all the 16 of the championship contenders here. The second of our championship contenders is Seth Cole starting in third. Then we got Sean Henley starting fifth. Dillon Young, the hometown hero and the co-commentator, starting in sixth. There's Trent Dunham, came so close last season, looking to redeem himself this season in starting seventh. And Trent Dunham has been on quite a losing streak. He hasn't won a race since season one. It's been at least 45 races or so, but Trent Dunham looking for a big win here. As we go through the rest of the field here, there's our defending champ, Dylan Poteet, our two-time defending champ. He'll be starting 13th. He did pretty good in the Nationwide Series race and showed everyone that he is here to win this championship. We'll see how well he can fare in the Cup Series. As you go through the rest of the field, there's Ryan Richards. He was the points leader heading into this race. Now he's actually in a tie for the points lead with Seth Cole, but Ryan Richards does have the tiebreaker at this moment. Also, we have Tony Blazer, kind of a surprise, one of the surprise drivers who made it in somewhat late into the regular season, managed to stay in the top 10 in points, and now he is here. He'll be looking forward to the championship. Also, another driver, Barney Ward, who's also in the Nationwide Series championship chase. He'll be looking forward to making some noise. Liam Urbick, also in the Nationwide Championship chase. He'll also be looking forward to making some noise as well. As we go through there, here's one of the surprise people that we have seen in the chase, Lyndon Wright. It'll be interesting to see how Lyndon Wright fares over the course of this. Eric Burton is also another dark horse in the chase. He actually had 2 wins over the course of the season and was just barely able to keep himself in the top 20 for that wild card with his 2 wins. So Eric Burton we'll see if Eric Burton, how well and he fares in this one. Michael Norman making his second playoffs in the Pepsi Cup Series. For Michael Norman, he came close again. He also came close in season 2, but we'll see what happens in season 3. There was the guy who won the special competition, Stephen Whitman. He's going to be starting towards the back of the pack after being involved in a crash during final practice. Danny Wells was actually one of the few guys who got the wild card spot, I think, or maybe got a top 10 spot. So Danny Wells, our defending Nationwide Series champion, is going to be in this chase as well. And there is Anthony McCrory. Anthony McCrory held and is one of those is the second of the two rookies that turned quite a lot of heads during the regular season. 3 wins over the course of the regular season, 12 top 10s. That was almost half of the regular season, finishing in the top 10. So Anthony McCrory looking to gain some momentum here despite starting in the back. And there is the field. So Dillon, that's your field of 16 rolling for the chase. But what about the other 26 drivers? Do you think they're going to be a little more aggressive, just going for the win, or do you think they'll give the championship contenders a little leeway?
I think they're gonna try to go be aggressive, saying, "Hey, even though we're not in the chase, we're not in the chase. We're still trying to make some noise here of trying to win a race here. Because even though they're out, they still want to represent themselves."
All right, that is true. All right, well, we're just about ready to fire up these engines. Time to go racing here in the Windy City. Here we go. Engines have been fired up. We're going to be here for 36 laps. It's going to be quite a long race, but we got the time to do it.
I think the one thing I got to mention about Chicagoland is this. The high side is the best line to use, especially coming off at 3 and 4. But 1 and 2, make sure you go down low.
Well, we'll see how these drivers go. Pace car makes the left turn to pit road. 85,000 plus here. Ready to go racing here in the Windy City. There's the green flag. Here we go.
And the chase
is
on from now.
The playoffs are on, and Sean Henley making a move right from the get-go.
I think I want to mention something real quickly. For that 16 team, this is redemption for him because last season he was in this race, and with the hometown hero chance of winning, ended up crashing and flipping in that race. And I think we have some cars in the wall.
We might have some incidents going on here. Look out.
Oh my God, these guys are going nuts already.
Somehow they managed to stay green.
I'm very surprised.
That's a shock. Somehow they managed to stay green. James McLeod leads the first lap. That is a huge bonus point for James McLeod.
I'll tell you one thing, for those other drivers that aren't like James McLeod, like Dillon Young and all the other drivers who are in the bottom of the chase points, they got to move their way up to the field and hope McLeod doesn't lead another lap, so that way they can get themselves leading the lap and get themselves moving up in the spots.
Take a look at some of the action towards the back of the pack. There's Anthony McCrory. He's actually third in the points coming into this race. He needs to make sure he can get some momentum going. He needs to desperately make his way up towards the front so that he doesn't prevent himself from getting a bad start in this playoffs.
I think the one chaser that I'm looking forward to keep an eye on, I'm going to have to say Barney Ward. Honestly, he might pull a surpriser and actually get a good finish.
Well, Barney Ward he's been quite in around the dark horse area. He might be a dark horse, but he's also somewhat a favorite. He's somewhere in between that area. Now, we saw that during the nationwide race, we saw quite a lot of wrecks. It's a surprise, however, that we've gone 3 laps without a wreck.
And look at this, who's going for the lead, Henley.
Here we go, Sean Henley going to the inside.
This is big for Dillon Young, Seth Cole, and even for the points leader and Ryan Richards as well.
Well, actually, that's Ty Naughton in the 55. Ryan Richards is farther back. He's actually in the 34.
I know,
Richards is back in
because
19th.
you don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah.
And
Sean Henley leads the lap. He gets a big bonus point.
Look who's coming up now. Trent Dunham and Dillon Young and even Ty Naughton.
Yeah, Ty Naughton. He could play a spoiler, you know. Ty Naughton, he's had a few good finishes. His best finish in the season was third. He hasn't had much success in making top 10s. But again, Ty Naughton running up front, he could play a major factor here.
Back for the lead, McLeod.
James McLeod with a nice run of the inside. Off of turn 4, back to the lead goes McLeod.
It looked like Henley bounced off the wall, and man, I'll tell you one thing. Dillon almost caused a 3 wide, but Trent Dunham and McLeod.
Here comes Trent.
But now Trent's going to try for the lead.
Here comes Trent Dunham. Got a nice run off of turn 2.
Man, love coming back here.
And again, surprisingly, we still haven't gotten a yellow flag, which is very surprising. After what we saw during the nationwide race, we saw quite a lot of wrecks during the nationwide race.
I was just about to mention that too. I'm surprised how the nationwide race is a wreck fest and how the cup racing is like not as much of a
We've
wreck
gone
fest.
6 laps we've gone 6 laps full green. I think we got maybe 1 green flag lap during the nationwide race, unfortunately. But Trent Dunham is now your leader. He has led a lap. He gets a bonus point.
I think this would be huge for Trent if he gets a win, because if he gets a win, I think the only thing he's going to be saying very well is, Sega got the win.
Yep. Trent Dunham on a 45 plus race winless streak, probably the longest we have seen. Probably the longest. I think it's actually this. I think it's one of the longest that we have seen for a driver who has already won. Of course, Dillon Young, being that one driver, he went over 50 races without a win before getting his first win.
Yeah, I know how it feels to not get a win. You finally get your first win at series. It's not that well, and I'll tell you one thing for Dillon Young, that has to be one of the biggest things that he had. As soon as he got that win, he kept getting good finishes. So this is what he needed to keep getting the motivation what he got. And look where he's at right now. He's finished like second, like I don't know how many times, like probably like at least 4 times after the win.
Dillon Young had 5 podium finishes over the course of the season, over the course of the regular season. That's tied for 3rd best in the series.
Because I'll tell you one thing, Dillon Young, I know he's going to move out of the 16 because the ride he's going to be in next season is the car that's going to pass him.
Is that 24 car, Seth Cole. Dillon Young making the move to Hendrick next starting season 4. Seth Cole making the move to Michael Waltrip Racing in the 55. Of course, Ty Naughton still a question mark of whether he'll return or not, but we'll have to wait and see. And now here we go. We got a bit of a rivalry going on. Trent Dunham and Ty Naughton. These two don't really like each other. And actually, in fact, these two literally just want to beat the living hell out of each other.
Well, I think these two, they're good racers, and they're going to show it out on the track. So I can't wait to see how Ty Naughton is going to be once he's going to try to pass him.
We've got 10 laps. We still haven't seen a yellow flag out. Wow. What a change around that we have seen over the course of this race. And again, I apologize for the background noise on Dillon's part. I apologize about that.
That's my cousin there who's yelling so loud. She won't shut up. But now the question is this, though. When will pit stops take place?
Well, it might be about a couple of laps before we see these guys go into pit road here. And again, let's pay attention to the lap times here. Ty Naughton ran about 2/1000ths of a second faster. Ty Naughton got a nice run on the inside.
There we go.
Ty Naughton looking for that lead, trying to get himself on that inside line. But then again, like you said earlier, Trent Dunham able to work on the outside. Here we go. Pit stops. Pit stops are coming. Pit stops are coming.
Henley, Young.
A lot of the guys in the top 10 and point. A lot of the guys running in the top 10. Trent Dunham will stay out for now. Michael Norman, Lyndon Wright, Tony Blazer, James McLeod, Dillon Young, Sean Henley, some of the chasers. Dylan Pote already made his pit stop, but look at that. He's dead last. He's dead last, but he might be able to catch back up with a couple of good runs. I don't know. Something might be wrong with the defending champ.
I think he probably did a lap early on the pit stop, and that who knows what that could happen on what decision. Here come the rest, and I see the 27 still out.
The field. Now this is where it starts to get really interesting because a lot of people are coming out. Drivers are coming out, and drivers are still coming in.
Yeah. Look out.
And we got a couple of close calls there, especially between Trent Dunham and Zohar Manoud. Zohar Manoud, our previous race winner. Oh, whoa! James Qualls just clipped Seth Cole.
I don't know what that was about, and I think the 27, one other driver stayed out and see if they're heading to pit road.
Looks like they are. It looks like there's the 13 of Ryan Cooper. No, that's not Ryan Cooper. My bad. That's the 13 of Sam Young, I think.
Yeah, that's my other driver.
My bad. I failed miserably.
Yeah, so the 27, I don't know who that other driver was there.
I believe that's Anthony McCurry also making a pit stop. Stephen Whitman, too. Those are 2 of the chasers. Actually make that 3. Liam Irving. Whoa! Austin Ogo went around for some reason. Austin Ogo went around for some reason. And Seth Cole, we'll see. I don't know who's going to be the leader now at this point.
I'll tell you one thing. That was a close
Ricky Hawk is the new leader at this point. But here comes the rest of the pack.
Trent Dunham's going to lead him down, I think.
Here comes the rest of the pack. Trent Dunham is up to 3rd at this point on the leaderboard. But Ricky Hawk is just coming out, so it looks like Trent Dunham is going to be the new leader. Oh, yellow flag is out. William Duncan. It looks like I saw another car there. Man, I saw a second car. It might have been, I have no idea. Oh, Sam Young's around. Randy Carpenter. Wow.
There must have been 2 wrecks, and oh man, I'll tell you one thing. Trent Dunham got lucky. He didn't get past at the line.
Yeah, whoa. And Charles Jackson, I saw DNF from the race, so that's not good for Charles Jackson. Just barely missed the playoffs. And, well, not a good race for Charles Jackson. Look at Barney Ward. A lot of damage to the 56 machine.
I think I jinxed him.
Yeah, maybe. But Trent Dunham is...
I think, Trent led down. It looks like Naughton and Henley, and then... What the hell?
They're just taking
I
the
don't
wave
know who
around.
that is, but I think that's who is that there?
That is James Silverfox in the 22, Red Bell in the 5th position, Dillon Young ending up 6th, Cody Lama 7th, and it looks like these guys are
Oh
going to
wait,
take
oh,
another...
you let him get some damage?
No, it doesn't look like these guys have damage. It might be pit strategy that might be going on here, with a couple of these
And again.
a couple of the leaders making their way towards pit road.
Trent decided to stay out, so that's some interesting thing. Oh, 29's got some damage.
Oh, quite a lot of people with quite a lot of drivers with damage. Joseph Lombard and
Oh, what
Jacob.
the hell? How did 27 get damage? I didn't even know.
Joseph Lombard's engine has just been destroyed. Jacob Lawler's heavy damage as well. Oh, look at that, James McLeod.
Oh
James
no!
McLeod got a huge amount of
Third
damage. Look at that, Ryan Richards,
He's
the
done.
points leader.
Oh no! I was just about to mention too. Where's Ryan Richards?
Ryan Richards is the points leader.
Pit road.
Wolfgang Mason also with heavy damage. Man, we're gonna have to take a good look at this because this was big.
Yeah, Lynn did get damage.
Well, took a while before we got our first yellow flag of the race, but look what has happened.
6. Oh jeez.
Unbelievable.
This is gonna be a lot of explaining to do afterward.
Someone's gonna be mad at someone after this race. And Dylan, remember the controversy we had back in season 2?
Absolutely. And I tell you one thing, Chicagoland Speedway, interesting track. Tempers can flare. They're like a short track, so better be careful what you do.
Well, Trent Dunham's still going to be credited as a leader as he did not take a pit stop. Look who's in second now, the guy who's been struggling this season, Emilio Navarrete. Remember, Emilio Navarrete finished second in Winnipeg. That was his best finish of the season and his only top 10 finish of the season. So we'll see if...
I'll tell you one thing. Before we go to commercial break, I feel like Emilio Navarrete in your series, he's kind of like a driver that I know of my Cup series named Sky Commons. He's had a lot of bad luck, and he actually got third last race at Daytona, but he's just been struggling so much he can't get anything right. But you know what? I hope if the non-chaser wins, I hope Emilio wins it, because that would be huge for him.
I don't know how many cars we're going to be left with. Looks like we might have about maybe 2/3 of the field left. As we're under the yellow flag for the first time this race, and they'll take a look. We'll put us under yellow flag number 1. Stay tuned. This brings our first yellow flag of this race, and this is the first incident that starts a chain reaction of a bunch of events. Look what happens to William Duncan. Completely blows up right off of pit road, and this slows down the rest of the field here. This is going to slow down the rest of the field. I don't know why everyone else is not getting out of the way.
We're in the inside that don't get a hit, and then...
Ryan Richards going to get stuck behind. There's Sean Galligan getting stuck behind. Charles Jackson getting stuck behind. And all these cars trying to avoid it. Now, something's going to happen with the 4 of Randy Carpenter. I believe he's going to be the first guy. Oh, just could not get out of the way fast enough. He was going at about 160. I don't know why he wasn't behind. I don't know why he wasn't behind drafting with Liam Ervig.
I don't think he got the memo that the 2 cars blown up, and man, he just took a good side swipe hit, and
very bad decision making on Randy Carpenter's part. But now this is the second incident that happens right in front of these guys. Let's take a look.
Wow, that's a big wreck too, and I'm suspecting that 20 car did it, or whoever that is, that orange car there.
Trying to figure out who starts it.
Or the 1 car.
Apologize for the phone ringing. My bad. Take a look here, and hold on, we're gonna have to take a little break. Be right back. Alright, sorry about that, guys. This is our second incident that happened that started the chain reaction of events. Yeah. You see Ryan Richards, he gets into Sean Galligan. Getting into Sean Galligan, Galligan goes to the inside wall. Ryan Cooper is also going to come up the racetrack off the grass. Going to come right in front of Charles Jackson and Sam Young. Ben Paul, and a bunch of more cars.
I think I see the 48 right there, too. He's going to go around.
Kostas Nasi's also going to go around. We saw Austin Ogo there. Barney Ward with heavy damage. And it was just a huge chain reaction of events. But I want to pay attention. I want to pay some more attention to this 1 car.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't even know what happened there. I don't know what Ryan Cooper's thinking.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Of his bad driving, and he says, you know what?
Take a look in slow motion. He starts slowing down. And he just runs up and blocks up Dylan Poteet, James McLeod, and all of these other drivers. 2 championship contenders taken out. Michael Norman also in there as well. Zohar Manute, our previous race winner. There's Callum Wells involved.
Oh, smashed by the 27 there, and I don't know what it was. I think Cooper had some bad communication thing, and I guess he said, "You know what? I'm just gonna crash into someone." And I guess he didn't know that was his alter ego
And look
guy.
at
That
this, look at this, look at this.
Bill.
It just all this starting a chain reaction of events, and this also, and look at that. Jake Cole. Jake Cole's going to be the first guy who's going to get into the mess here. And there's
I think
Joseph
he did get,
Lombard, Richard Johnson, Ryan Richards, the points leader, Sean Galligan, and this just starts a huge domino effect.
oh my God! And is that Seth Cole right there?
Yeah, Seth Cole
That
getting some minor
is.
damage. There's Liam Ervig, getting it running over Zohar Manood.
You know what? I think the luckiest people have to be Trent Dunham, Dillon Young. There's a few others I could explain, but from what I know of, but man, oh man, that's just unexpected.
That is sad. That is just sadistic by Ryan Cooper, and the PORWC officials are not happy about that. Ryan
No,
Cooper has
yeah.
been disqualified from this race.
I think you also don't want to forget too. Last season there was also some controversy there, so I think the PRWC knew that there was going to be some controversy, but they didn't know when it was going to happen in this race.
Well, Ryan Cooper, the Daytona 500 winner, well, this won't look good on his resume. A disqualification here at Chicago, and Ryan Cooper has incurred a 15-point penalty for intentionally causing a wreck under the
Yeah,
yellow flag, which is even
I think the
worse.
one thing we got to see though first is like if he actually intended to turn right in front of Dylan Potty. I think he actually did though.
Let's take a look. I
I
want to take a
think
better look at this because this is just completely uncalled for. I don't know, but
yeah.
let's
Let's go in the cockpit view and actually see it there, because that'd actually work.
watch the steering wheel. Watch the steering wheel.
I don't know. It's really hard to see because that wheel was straight. I guess he like let off or something. I don't know.
But still, the disqualification will stand for Ryan Cooper.
Yeah, I
Just
think the PRWC is going to have to take a further look into this and a further look and actually see what's going to happen. But I'm very disappointed, though. That's not a good thing. And we don't even see Ryan Cooper doing that, too.
yeah, that's a very rare occasion. But Ryan Cooper, I guess he got so mad at wrecking that he just decided to wreck his own alter ego. That's just completely uncalled for in the PRWC part. And look at this, James McLeod, a bunch of notable drivers with heavy damage,
Yeah, McLeod.
and this is going to change everything in this series.
Yeah, both McLeod and Seth Cole got some damage, and even Ryan Richards got a ton of damage. And
I wouldn't say, however, for Seth Cole. Seth Cole has probably very minor damage as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, so let's see what happens as we take you back to the green.
But still, before we get you back to the green, a 15-point penalty for Ryan Richards and a disqualification, which means he will
Oh,
receive no.
Ryan Cooper.
Ryan Cooper, my bad. I don't know why I said Ryan Richards there. I know he's the points leader. He got involved in that wreck, and he wasn't the one who caused it. So epic fail on my part. But for
Welcome back.
But for Ryan Cooper, that's going to be a huge blow to his resume with a disqualification, a 15-point penalty, and he is not going to. And well, the guy that's really not going to be happy is his alter ego, Dylan Poteet.
No.
Well, for guys like Trent Dunham and Ty Naughton, Dillon Young, Sean Henley, these guys are going to be mad happy though, because of the diminished field we're going to have at the restart.
I can guarantee you, though, Dillon Young and all those chasers who are really behind Richards and Seth Cole and even the third place guy, McLeod, this is going to help them a lot.
Well, we didn't think we would have some controversy, but I know it was only going to happen. It was only going to happen sooner or later. All right, well, that was put us under yellow flag number 1 in this race. Now let's get you back to the green flag. Pace car's giving us the 1 to go, and before we get back to the green flag, let's take a look at all the long list of DNFs. Randy Carpenter, Sam Young, Ben Paul, Charles Jackson, William Duncan, Ryan Cooper, and the disqualification of Ryan Cooper. He will receive 15-point penalty, and he will be disqualified from this race. Richard Johnson, Jacob Lawler, Dylan Poteet, Jake Cole, Joseph Lombard, James McLeod, Ryan Richards, Wolfgang Mason, and Pichu London. So I'm looking right now at this leaderboard. Look at this. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 championship contenders taken out of that because of Ryan Cooper.
I think the one thing I want to mention, too, is I didn't even notice Pichu London got involved, too.
Yeah, Peachy London might have got involved in one of those incidents. I'm not quite sure. But here comes the top 10 rundown as we get back to racing. Trent Dunn's your current leader, Emilio Navarrete second, Sean Galligan third, Sean Henley fourth, and Eric Burton rounds at the top 5. My bad. Ty Naughton is actually in 6th, James Silverfox in 7th. Seth Cole is in 8th, Stephen Whitman 9th, and Anthony McCurry rounds out the top 10. You gotta figure Anthony McCurry, what a momentum changer for Anthony McCurry this has been. Started in the back of the pack, and now he's worked his way into the top 10.
Yeah, and I believe he's starting towards the back of the chase, if I'm correct.
Actually, he's actually 3rd in the chase points heading into this race I mentioned earlier.
Oh, I thought McLeod was, but that's all right.
Well, here we go. Pace car's back out on pit road, and green flag is back in the air for the restart with 17 laps to go.
And look at that, who's in second place? Emilio Navarrete. Wow, I slipped up there.
Well, now we can say that we both failed in this, and there's a wreck. Wreck in turn 1. There's a wreck in turn 1. Cody Lamas is in it. Seth Cole, another championship contender, and Ricky Hawk. Yellow flag is out again.
I think all that question is, again, which driver's going to, keep going and which driver isn't, as Trent Dunham's going to lead him back to the line.
Trent Dunham beats the field back to the start-finish line. Who's going to get second? It looks like Sean Henley will get second over Emilio Navarrete. Ty Naughton 4th, and James Silverfox runs at the top 5. Well, that didn't take long. Thought we were going to have another long green flag run, but guess it wasn't meant to be. And Seth Cole, going to be a huge hit for Seth Cole, who's tied with Ryan Richards for the points leader. And he will get more points more than Ryan Richards, but this is not the way that Seth Cole wanted to start the playoffs, I'll tell you that.
No, I don't think so. And this is a track where you can mess up your chase hopes no matter where you start, front or back. So be careful what you wish for sometimes.
Well, here we go. Next round of pit stops are coming. The next round of pit stops are here, and it looks like just about everyone is coming in. Who's going to stay out? Looks like one driver stayed out, and that, I believe, is Ricky Hawk, I think. Trying to figure.
I believe so, because he is a damaged car.
Oh, Tony Blazer also stayed out as well.
Wow.
So two cars So two cars stayed out. Now this is going to be the big question: who's going to get out of pit road first and take over what possibly could be the lead?
Contact.
Contact with Callum Wales and I believe James Silverfox there.
And there's Seth. This is the part where you gotta be careful too on pit road. You don't want to get into the other cars.
Ty Naughton with a great pit stop. Ty Naughton with a really fast pit stop. He's going to get out first.
Second, Navarrete.
Dunham, actually.
No, Dunham.
Dunham just got him. Emilio Navarrete 3rd, Red Bell 4th, James Silverfox in 5th. Sean Henley, who came in 2nd, looks like he's back in 8th or 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And Dillon Young, our hometown hero, will come out 13th, still with a pretty good race car. Dillon Young still has his chance of winning at his home track, but as we see Tony Blazer and Ricky Hawk, they'll be making pit stops. But we won't have much action here. Ty Naughton will now be credited as the leader as we take a look, and will put us under yellow flag number 2. This brings up yellow flag number 2 in the race, and it starts here with the lap down car, Ricky Hawk. He's considerably much slower than the rest of the field here. He's going to block up the track for a lot of these guys. Cody Lamas tries to come up with a, I don't know how you call it, but Cody Lamas comes up with a full head of steam on that inside line, tries to dive bomb it into turn 1 on the inside, and he gets into Tony Blazer, who gets into Seth Cole, who gets into James Qualls.
The hometown hero, too. I think that was the most shocking part of it all.
Let's take a look. Wow, we got to take a look from Dillon Young's onboard camera.
I think the rear cam would be a good idea there.
That was a very close call right there. Might have been. Actually, we'll take a look from the rear. Watch this. Watch this in slow motion. Watch the wreck happen right behind Dillon Young, the hometown hero. Right about here.
Oh man,
just barely getting through. And Alex Jones, I think Alex Jones also barely getting through that one.
I think that's the sign where you go, wow, because I think as any chaser, you better hope you don't get any wrecking. For Dillon Young, that was a little scare right there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's not going to be easy for the hometown hero Dillon Young, but we'll see what happens. Trent Dunham beats the field to the line. Sean Henley 2nd. Well, actually the field has actually changed prior to coming into this, so
none let it down.
Well, yes, it was actually Ty Naughton who came away with the lead after the second round of pit stops, so we'll get you back there, and we'll get you back to the next green flag. We're back, Pacers giving us the one to go once again. Ty Naughton is your current leader, Trent Dunham 2nd, Emilio Navarrete 3rd, Red Bell in 4th, and James Silverfox runs to the top 5. Stephen Whitman's in 6th, Sean Galligan 7th, Sean Henley 8th, Eric Burton 9th, and Anthony McCurry runs to the top 10. Tony Blazer, he is a lap down. Ricky Hawk is the other car that is DNF'd from this race.
Yeah, Dillon Young also 11th in this race, and I think the one thing you gotta also cannot forget as a chaser, pit stops are a key to win championships.
Well, yeah, but we'll see if Ty Naughton here. We'll see if Ty Naughton can play spoiler here and win his first career Pepsi Cup Series race. Green flag is back into the air. 12 laps to go to settle it.
I think that guy in second place there, Trent Dunham, he wants that lead back. And look at Emilio Navarrete trying to get in 3 wide for third.
And again, they got to get past Tony Blazer, and Tony Blazer could be a problem for a bunch of other cars. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, like I said, the inside line's the best line to use in 1 and 2, and when you come in turn 3 and 4, the outside line can be a line to use.
Here we go. They're starting to get bunched up now. Look
Uh-oh.
out! Look out!
Uh-oh.
Man, quite a lot of cars going on. Quite a lot of cars going on the apron, and a couple cars swaying around. Wow. A couple cars swaying around, and now we got. Well, we're still green. We're still green so far, keeping it together so far.
Around, he's been losing so many spots.
And now we got Red Bell, Trent Dunham's girlfriend, now in the second position, taking it over from Ty Naughton.
I think the only thing that you hope for is now that Red Bell doesn't try to battle it out in the final lap and wreck him. That'd be bad.
Well, ladies first, obviously. But the thing is that I think Trent Dunham being a chaser, I don't think he's gonna give an inch for his girlfriend though.
And I think he would really want to get this win too. So I think Red would probably let him get the win.
And end that long losing streak that Trent Dunham has had over the course of the Pepsi Cup Series, but he's currently in control now at this point. And now Red Bell, looks like Red Bell's doing her job that Trent's telling her to do, trying to defend that second position from Ty Naughton, trying to make sure Trent Dunham pulls away just as much as he can so that it won't be a big battle between him and Ty Naughton, because trust me, when those two get together, it's going to be hell.
And I think the good thing about Red Bell, what she's doing for Trent Dunham, and this is actually a good strategy, she is using herself as a pick so that way Ty Naughton doesn't go down low and try to battle for the lead there. So the more that Ty Naughton stays behind Red Bell,
that went wrong. Red Bell hit the wall. That went wrong. Red Bell hits the wall, and Ty Naughton retakes second position. And look at Stephen Whitman making his way to third. Another guy who could possibly steal this championship.
And look who's moving himself up. Who's behind Red Bell? I cannot believe who I'm seeing there.
How about James Silverfox? James Silverfox came in late in the regular season, and look at him. He's up to the top 5. And there is Anthony McCurry. Now, Anthony McCurry, look at this. Anthony McCurry's moved his way into the top 10, just outside the top 5. But here comes Sean Henley looking for that 6th position. It's like I said about
pit stop. They're necessary, and I think for the 14 team, that was big.
Yeah, pit stops really helped out Anthony McCurry. He started, I believe, back in 39th position. And look where Anthony McCurry is now. He's back in battling for 6th with Sean Henley. There's Austin Ogle. Well, how about Austin Ogle? We haven't really talked much about Austin Ogle. He actually got involved in one of those earlier incidents, and look at him. He's up to the 8th position.
Well, he's a guy that likes to sign for many Enter 3 leagues, but in this series right now, he's a sleeper, I think, honestly, in my opinion. He's a guy who's in a good ride and stuff, but he hasn't gotten a lot of good finishes as of late with that 20 team.
Now here comes Dillon Young. Dillon Young looking for every position he can get. Remember, this is the playoffs, so you're going to need to get every position you can get, every point you can get in this playoffs.
And for Dillon Young, I can tell you something, Chicagoland, this is his redemption right here. Redemption for a good finish. That was the first thing he had on his mind coming into this track, and he's doing a good job right now. Hope he can keep it up.
Well, now we got a battle here for second. We got a 3-way battle for second as James Silverfox passed Ty Naughton for that 4th position. Here comes James Silverfox.
James Silverfox, I cannot believe how well he's doing. I can't believe it.
James Silverfox.
And they passed Ty Naughton too, so now
Silverfox pushing Stephen Whitman to the 2nd position, so now we have 2 championship contenders running 1-2. Now the question is, as we come around with 3 laps to go, will these cars have to make it on fuel?
I think, honestly, that there's going to be another pit stop. Because Chicagoland, you really don't think about it, but it is true, though. It is a pit. It's a gas guzzler race. So expect the pit stop for gas, maybe some 2 tires, but rarely you will see a 4-tire stop.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, we might have some 2-tire stops, and again, Stephen Whitman battling heavily with Trent Dunham, looking for that win. Stephen Whitman, I believe, looking for his first Pepsi Cup Series career victory, and Trent Dunham trying to defend that lead. But here we go, and Trent Dunham's around!
Oh no, Trent!
And Dunham went around, yellow flag is out!
Whoa. Oh, no, you got to be kidding me.
Wow.
And I think that was Silver Fox who let it down at the line.
Wow. Coming into the pit road, Stephen Whitman just took out another championship contender. That's just the sense of urgency you get when you're battling for this championship. And Ty Naughton, well, Ty Naughton, and look at Dillon Young just barely avoiding that,
Dillon Young must be one of the luckiest people there, and
especially at his home track.
yeah.
But now might have some more. Now we're actually gonna have more takers. We're gonna keep it here. We're gonna keep it here. We're gonna keep it until we get to the start finish line. So these guys are coming in under the yellow flag. Oh, someone's blowing up. Oh, that's Callum Wells. Oh, what a tough break for Callum Wells. No Aussie Aussie oi 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 for Callum Wells, unfortunately.
No.
So now with all these guys making pit stops, this could be a huge turning point in this race. Take a look where the pace car is. There's the leader, James Silverfox. Is he going to come down pit road? That is the question. And Callum Wales was running 9th when he blew up. Wow, that is a tough break for Callum Wales, the Aussie.
And look at this who I see who's in third. That's Sean Henley in the 33.
Sean Henley, the first championship contender, in third. Hopefully, we'll see if he ends up running out of fuel coming to the start-finish line. If that was the case, then that is a huge blow, though. But we'll have to wait and see. As we come to turns 3 and 4, we're going to keep it here. And that's Tony Blazer. He's a lap down. Never mind him. He's already a lap down, so he can't make it anyway. And there they come off of turn 4. And it looks like all these cars have already made their pit stops. There's the checkered flags out. James Silverfox wins here at Chicagoland.
What a great job for Silverfox and the Miller Lite 22 team. And Henley did pretty good, finishing third. Red Bell second. I believe that's Ty Nunn in fourth. And I can't believe who I'm seeing in fifth there. I can't believe it.
Kyle Sosnowski coming away with a big finish. Actually, Ty Naughton had to make an errant pit stop, and look at that. Ty Naughton has fallen all the way back to 24th. So Stephen Whitman is the second best of the chase contenders as he ends up 4th. Kyle Sosnowski with a great top 5 finish. Cody Lamas, how about Cody Lamas finishing 6th? Anthony McCurry ending up in 7th position. After starting right in the back, Anthony McCurry. And right behind him, there's a hometown hero, Dillon Young, just the start he needed to get to this chase.
I think this is what he needed. I think the first thing on his agenda was see how he does here at his hometown track, and I think that's going to set the mood once they get on later into the chase.
How about Emilio Navarrete, second top 10 of the season, finishing 9th. Looks like Emilio Navarrete might get over those blues now of having some bad finishes. And Alex Jones, another dark horse finishing in the top 10. Seth Cole surprisingly finishing 11th. Wow. Seth Cole surprisingly finishing 11th. Where the hell did Trent Dunham finish? He ended up 19th. Wow. When you go from the lead all the way down to 19th after Stephen Whitman, the special competition winner, well, that's another tough break for Trent Dunham. But you got to give it to James Silverfox. He came here with the car to beat. He was up in front most of the race, dodged every single wreck, and he is your winner here at Chicagoland. And what a steal for one of the non-chasers. So a non-chaser wins the first playoff race in this series.
I kind of figured, too, it was going to be a non-chaser who's going to win. But, once again, great job by everyone.
Well, we had quite a lot of good finishers out there. But now let's take a look at your official race results. There's a look at your official race results. Congratulations to James Silverfox, his first career Pepsi Cup Series victory. Wow, I didn't think about James Silverfox, and he comes away with a huge victory. Even though he may not be in the playoffs, but this is still a huge morale booster for James Silverfox.
Absolutely. James Silverfox, I think, had one of the best finishes of the season, too, but besides the struggles that he's had from ever since he's been in the 22. But I think this is going to be a win that he's going to be very happy with.
Red Bell coming up with another second-place finish, or third podium finish of the season. That's actually pretty good, considering the performance that most of the other drivers have been going through. Sean Henley was the best of the chasers, as he ends up third. Stephen Whitman No, despite the little sense of urgency that Stephen Whitman has, he's able to come away with fourth position. So, our special competition winner, Stephen Whitman, he's showing that he may not have had a good regular season, but once that chase came, he knew he had a playoff spot. Once those playoffs came, he's here to perform. I'll tell you that. Stephen Whitman
And I
could.
think for Stephen Whitman, what it was that he knew he was once he was in that spot clinching the chase. It was just that he was getting himself ready for the chase, no matter if he had bad finishes or good finishes. So it was interesting to see how Stephen Whitman did heading into this race, because I was looking forward to see how he was going to do.
There's Kyle Sosnowski coming up with a top five, his fifth top five finish of the season. Cody Lamas, Anthony McCrory, Dillon Young, the hometown hero, ends up eighth. How great day for Dillon Young. That's the kind of way he wanted to start his playoffs, and that's his 11th top 10 of this season. And that's right up there, and those top 10 finishes are right up there with those leaders. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
Emilio Navarrete, again, another a big morale booster for Emilio Navarrete, who ends up ninth, and Alex Jones finished running at the top 10. 11th through 20th are Alex Jones, Seth Cole, Lyndon Wright, Sean Galligan, Liam Ervig, John Waycross, James Qualls, Austin Ogo, Eric Burton, Trent Dunham, and Danny Wells. Two more cars in the finishing race on the lead lap. Barney Warden, Michael Norman, Callum Wells, DNF right from that last pit stop. Ty Naughton, Zohar Manood end up a lap down. And then 17 more cars DNF from the race from all of those incidents. Tony Blazer, Ricky Hawk, Pichu London, Wolfgang Mason, Ryan Richards, James McLeod, Joseph Lombard, Jake Cole, Dylan Poteet, Jacob Lawler, Richard Johnson, Ryan Cooper, who will receive a 15-point penalty and disqualification from this race. William Duncan, Charles Jackson, Ben Paul, Sam Young, and Randy Carpenter. Well, this was a race that held a lot of controversy, but then held actually two parts of controversy. One that could be one that was borderline pretty much, but the second was just a no-brainer. Well, Dylan, yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, Dylan, I mean, like, this is a race at your home track, and you get yourself a top 10. This is a pretty good morale booster for you guys.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here at Chicagoland. I hope the Blackhawks get a win. Beat the freaking Red Wings.
Yeah, and I'm hoping my Kings can beat them Sharks. Sink the Sharks. That's all I can say about my Kings. Let's hope we can win Game 4 or Game 5, and at least win the series, that is. All right, guys. All right, well, we're done here at Chicagoland. I don't quite know what it's going to be. Actually, a surprise. I'm actually going to keep it a surprise on where we will be going next, so I want you guys to pay attention to that once I get there. All right, Dylan, well, I hope you enjoyed this race as much as I did. I had a great race. Despite all the controversy, we had a great race and a very deserving winner in James Silverfox.
I did. I can't wait to be here next season.
All right, well, that's it from me. That's it, guys. This is Randy Orton, Fan 2011, signing off. Remember, subscribe to me and become a member of the gang. This race has been brought to you by Pepsi Next. Crisp, refreshing, amazing Pepsi Next. I'm out.
Subscribe to me to get some Huggies.